Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Brett Cooper, and it's titled The Ugly Truth About Face Filter. You guys, I'm excited for this, and without much ado, let's see what Brett Cooper has for us in this video.
Okay, so I already didn't like filler. I think if you guys watch the show, you know that we have talked at length about the uptick in women's cosmetic procedures and what that means for women's health and their beauty standards and overall confidence. But there was something that I did not know about this hyaluronic filler, and maybe this was common sense for some people, but I just completely believed what the doctors were saying, and even though there were things that I didn't trust about it and didn't like about it, I did not know the specific fact that it actually never goes away.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
So women online who are trying to be more natural will talk about going in to get their fillers dissolved, and it's also a common understanding that you usually wait until your filler naturally dissolves to go in and get more syringes of it, whether you're getting it in your cheeks, your jaw, your nose, your under your eyes, whatever you're doing. But MRIs that are now going viral on social media show that this filler actually never goes away. It just migrates, and in many cases, it expands. This information just hit TikTok, and the response has been wild. Before we dive into this, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the comment section channel if you've not already, and of course, ring that notification bell so that you never miss one of our episodes. All right, so the video that started this conversation on TikTok was from a doctor who took one of these MRIs and decided to talk people through it, and they were absolutely floored. Just watch.
So what you're looking at here is an MRI image of a 33-year-old patient who had over 12 cc, which is 12 syringes of hyaluronic acid filler injected to her face over the past 6 years. We measured the amount of filler, the amount of volume that was there. It ended up being close to 28 cc.
Okay, so just to recap, this woman, over the course of 6 years, got 12 filler injections. But now, based on the volume that is in her face, that is equivalent to 28 syringes. She has 28 syringes of filler in her face because it never actually dissolves.
And what this shows us is that hyaluronic acid fillers are hydrophilic.
Imagine that, like cottage cheese, just like sitting under your skin. Oh my God.
That means they love water, and they also cause tissue expansion.
So for many women, like me, they had no idea. Like, I knew that there were consequences of filler. I knew that it was not natural, that it was not good for you. I had no idea that it actually never went away. Somebody commented and said, when it first came out, all injectors said that it would only last 6 months. And the guy responded and said, that's what the filler companies were telling us. That is what they were telling doctors. I mean, like, what is it with the medical industry that somehow is apparently just, exempt from all regulations, exempt from actually being honest about what they're putting into our bodies? Every other industry on the face of the earth has oppressive regulations from our government, preventing them from excelling, becoming more economical, becoming safer. But with big pharma, with big medicine, seems like that's not the case. Because again, the idea that filler dissolved was and still is common knowledge. And all throughout the comment section, women were saying, well, my esthetician is still telling me that I need to come in every 6 months because it's dissolving. Like, what is happening? Are they lying to me? What's going on? And this video alone got over 9 million views, and it obviously sparked a huge conversation. This has now been popping up everywhere on the app. And slowly, women started to realize that this information actually had been out there. It just hadn't been communicated to them by their own doctors. And this girl sums up my feelings very well.
Maybe this is naive, but I was kind of under the impression that after that doctor showed the 3D scans of all the filler in people's faces over time, that maybe the entire filling industry would be paused to a halt until they figured out what to do about the fact that the filler doesn't leave these people's faces.
I mean, girl, there were literally people dying suddenly, coincidentally, right after they took an experimental vaccine, and they did not stop telling us that we needed to inject that into our bodies. So I really don't have much faith with the entire medical system anymore.
Because I think what they were telling them before is, I don't know, you get a syringe of filler in your lips, and then a year later it dissolves, it's gone, and you need more because there's no more. Well, it's not that the filler was never gone. It just went somewhere else in their face. I feel like if you get filler in your lips, after a year when you feel like you don't see anymore, you should have to dissolve your entire mouth area, and then you could start fresh.
But I mean, what do we even really know about that? Like, can the filler even be dissolved by a doctor? It might not dissolve naturally, but can they pull it out? Like, we have so many questions now. The only thing that I've seen online that might be effective is people use those like gua sha things and they'll massage their filler back into place. It's the weirdest videos. It's like women and they have lip filler and it's moved all the way up to their nose and they like put their fingers up their lip and like massage it down because it's moved so much. Like it's gone into their cheeks. Oh my God, it's so weird. And yes, like that girl said, you would think that there would be some guardrails on this entire thing or that they would be trying to get this information in front of women, but that's not how things work. Somebody commented and said, I went to a plastic surgeon for filler and he refused. I was so mad, but now I am so thankful. You know, like good doctors will actually tell you the truth and will advocate for you based on your personal experiences and your body and your health, even if it means they will not make money off of you and they're losing money because they're not giving you that vaccination, because they're not doing that filler, because they're not doing that procedure. That is a good doctor. That is a doctor that actually cares about you as an individual patient and not as just a means to make money. Somebody else said, this information is sending me into an anxiety attack about my lip filler. Same, and I don't even have filler. I'm just anxious now about the entire thing. Somebody else said, it genuinely snapped me out of some of my body image issues when I learned about how little long-term research there is in simple routine cosmetic procedures. Like, I'm good, actually. Yes. And I mean, listen, we all have insecurities. We're all worried about our skin at different points in our life. I mean, there's so many other alternatives. There's so many natural alternatives than shoving filler up your face. Like, you should just be taking collagen.
Well, you guys, what are your thoughts on this video? One thing is that even if the doctors came clean with most of these women about the fact that these fillers doesn't dissolve, most women will still go ahead to get this shot on their faces and will totally ignore the consequences when it eventually comes. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. In as much as I blame the doctors and the medical industries for lying about these fillers, because at the end of the day they are after the bags, but despite all of this, most women wouldn't have still minded if the truth was told to them. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below and let's wrap this video up, you guys.
Another person said, it is still wild to me that in like 5 years, getting filler went from being considered plastic surgery to being like getting your nails done. Yeah, like now it's on TikTok of like, come get filler with me, come get injected for the 4th time this year. It is wild. And then to loop this into another episode that we did, that is why I really don't feel bad for Kylie Jenner when she was sitting on the Kardashian show and crying about people making comments about her face. Like, girl, you drove an entire generation of young women to also do this to your face. You and your sisters created the standard. You lied about your cosmetic procedures, made everybody else feel terrible about themselves. They did this. They now regret it. They're angry at you. Now you regret it and you're not taking any accountability. Like, this is just such a crap show. Now, speaking of Kylie and other celebrities, another big topic of conversation under this umbrella has been pillow face. And if you don't know what that is, think Chrissy Teigen as of recently, big puffed up cheeks, or Kylie Jenner at the Met Gala where everybody was saying that she looked like she was 40 years old. Their faces basically look like they've been blown up by a balloon. That is pillow face. And that is all because the filler has not dissolved. And a lot of people assume that it was just because they got too much filler and it was like fresh and it hadn't settled. But it's actually because they did get a lot at one point. It never dissolved. It migrated, it expanded, and then they got more to compensate for it migrating and expanding. Just watch.
So we now have an explanation of the pillow face phenomenon, which is that filler does not just dissolve.
Like, that's so... Oh my God, it's so sad for her. Well, actually, not really, because I hate Chrissy Teigen. But it's just sad for anybody who has gone through this and now has this kind of face.
Metabolize over time. It, in fact, migrates or spreads to other areas of your face and continues to cause tissue expansion. And so the people who make a habit of getting filler regularly, this is kind of what you end up with. Like, I always knew there was a possibility of the filler migrating or seeping into other areas of the face.
I mean, this is just crazy. Literally, as of 3 years ago, they had not studied this. I mean, were MRIs a thing 3 years ago? Yes. Was nobody looking into this? Like, mind-boggling.
Like, is the protocol now to always do a round of dissolvent before putting in more filler? And what's the dialogue? What do you say to your patients whenever they're asking, how long is this going to last?
I mean, it's just wild. And it's wild that there's no standard of conversation or standard of care as all of this information is coming out. Somebody commented and said, I've never been more happy to be too broke for this stuff. Another person said, I lost 2 friends to filler. They didn't pass or anything. I just couldn't look at them any longer. Yeah, that's me with all the pillow face people. Now, even though that pillow face is obviously not comfortable and it is definitely not what they were wanting aesthetically when they went and got filler, what is more serious than looks are the actual health concerns that follow filler, specifically the impact that it can have on your lymphatic system. One commenter said, it clogs your lymphatics, then the lymphatics can't drain fluid, so it stays and causes swelling, which causes pillow face. Boom, spot on, and then here's that original doctor covering that as well. Just think about all of this gel sitting in your face where it should be draining fluid, not allowing anything through. Ugh.
We wanted to investigate to see if fillers can block the lymphatics, which is your body's natural plumbing system. The answer was yes. What you're looking at is an imaging study that maps the lymphatics using a fluorescent dye. On a typical person without fillers, the fluorescent dye would disappear within 24 hours. However, she still displayed fluorescence for 4 to 5 days, signifying blocked lymphatics.
That is insane. That is intense. These fillers have been in use since 1996, and they've been common for over 10 years at this point. And we are just now having this conversation. The studies are just now coming out. Well, actually, all of this started coming out last year, but still it is not common knowledge. They've been studying it, but patients haven't been informed, and obviously the common populace certainly did not know. Last year, a new study was released on this, and the study found that hyaluronic acid has been found to block the lymphatic channels, which help the body drain fluid and are a key part of the immune system that helps to fight disease. Research is now being planned to see if the treatment affects the risks of diseases, including cancer. And there were so many people, obviously guys, this is anecdotal, there is no hard evidence of this yet. There were so many people in the comment section of these videos saying, my mother's cancer was worsened because of the filler. She had to get all this removed. It still has not changed. We think that she got cancer because of this. I mean, the stories are just wild. They go on and they say, fillers have also been linked to cysts, lumps, and swelling, and facial pain. And then soon after the study came out, the British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons released this. Caution raised over potential immune system impact of cosmetic filler. Yeah, you wouldn't say this thing, this gel, this substance that stays in your body literally forever could have an impact on your physical health. Now, many doctors have still just charged ahead with their practices, obviously, because normal people who are getting filler regularly still do not know about this, but some good doctors have already taken a step back. One New York City plastic surgeon immediately halted all filler at his practice, saying that the problem is with the substance itself. No matter how skilled the injector, the substance can still block these lymphatic channels. He immediately stopped providing filler at his practice following the research findings. And he said, I cannot in good conscience provide this to my patients anymore because of what I saw. I have a daughter. She's 16 years old and I don't want her, when she's 20, putting this stuff in her face. I mean, that is a great doctor. And that is a good father. That is what doctors should be doing. Young women do not need to be injecting this into their naturally plump and healthy and hydrated faces to try to fit a beauty standard or jump on a trend that they're seeing on TikTok, especially not when the potential side effects are so long-lasting and can be so severe. They are studying to see if this is connected with cancer. There is no reason for you to be doing this.
There is no reason whatsoever why someone should inject these artificial substances into their faces. I mean, how can these women even think that this wouldn't have any negative effect on their faces? When you think of doing this, remember McDonald, remember Kristen Teigen, remember Kylie Jenner, maybe you will have a rethink. At the end of the day, they have successfully ended up looking weirder and very, very questionable. And now the beauty has totally faded. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you guys think with time the face fillers will eventually melt? Everything Brett Cooper said in this video was nothing but the truth, and I really enjoyed every minute of this video, and I believe you guys also enjoyed watching. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.